r/AskReddit by Reddit tells. What's a good example of don't knock it till you try it? Letting your kids figure out problems on their own every now and then. I once saw a dad who let his baby struggle to reach for a toy that was just out of her reach. She spent about 15 solid minutes wiggling her way to that toy. I almost amazed, because most parents never let their children think or solve anything on their own. They just hand them what they need, or stand them up the second they fall over, or jump in the minute an argument breaks out. But the kids never learn to do anything on their own. Doing anything in public alone. I know it's been said a few times here, but seriously, it's so freeing to think, man, I want to go see this movie / eat at this place / travel here, and then realize you just can. You don't need to bend to everyone's schedule, just yours. The only preference influencing your choices is yours. I have pretty big anxiety, and going places alone after the brief moment of feeling judged is actually better for my mental state. I can enjoy life without making sure everyone else does too. Going on a vacation by yourself. People told me it was a weird thing to do. It was one of the best vacations I've ever taken. Once you get past the stigma of dining alone, that was a bit rough the first few days. It's actually incredibly freeing. Maybe it's an introvert thing though, I dunno. I went to a gaming event last year, was away for a whole week, by myself in a hotel room in a city I'd never been in before, ate well every day, went to the venue every day, had a blast the whole time. Still don't talk to a single person I met there. Going again this year. Showering in the dark. It's pretty therapeutic and safe, if you're not an idiot. I shower in complete dark, and yell to my favorite Men at Work songs playing from my Bluetooth speaker. I live in apartments, but the walls are relatively thick, and I never see the people next to me anyway, so I jaff. I do that because I don't like looking at my body. Going to the movies alone. Going to a movie alone in an empty cinema is a spiritual experience. If I know someone who is also genuinely excited to see the movie, I'm happy to go with them. It's always nice to be able to talk to someone about the movie afterwards. But other than that scenario, why would I want to drag deadweight along to see something that they don't care about? The same applies to concerts. Cinnamon apple sauce on pancakes or waffles instead of syrup. It's amazing. Kinda like an apple pie. There's a German dish called Käseschmarrn. Excuse my spelling. It's essentially pancakes cooked like scrambled eggs with plum or applesauce on it along with other random sweet stuff. Try it, it's amazing. I made it once for a project in German class, and that's how I got into apple sauce on waffles and pancakes. Edit, it's an Austrian dish, not German. I was taught wrong. I apologize. Putting chips on a sandwich for that extra delicious crunch. NGL, I wanted to do that for so long but always forgot. Thanks for reminding me. A crisp chip for you Americans. Sandwiches a staple of the Irish diet. Not much beats a potato, cheese and onion sarnie in white bread with lashings of real butter. Try a bidet. It ain't gay. After you use a bidet for a while, TP just seems like something used by savages in ancient times. It's like using sticks to clean your teeth. It's the equivalent of treating cancer with herbs, spices, and bloodletting instead of chemo and surgery. I don't know which comedian said it, but if you had poop anywhere else on your body, would you feel that that spot was sufficiently clean after rubbing it with a few pieces of dry tissue paper? Hell no, you wouldn't. So how is it that using water to help clean your dirtiest body part when it's at peak dirtiness is somehow weird? Straight brother, stop neglecting your asshole, it's like 6 inches from the blowjobs. D&D. I had a friend at university who would constantly suggest playing, and I always brushed him off. Spending my weekends pretending to be an elf or whatever the fuck was not my jam. Thank you very much. Then I tried it, and it turns out it's awesome. Who would have thought that drinking beers, eating cheese and killing fake goblins with maths could be so much fun? One of my biggest regrets in life is not discovering D&D earlier. Brush your teeth in the shower. Don't have to be tidy, just brush like a maniac. Then just spit wherever. Rinse with mouthwash too. It's liberating in the same way as taking your pants off your ankles when you're on the toilet. I've been brushing my teeth in the shower for years. It saves me time, and I get to spend a few more minutes in the hot shower before I have to start the day. I also thought this was a great idea and was enthusiastically explaining it to friends at a party. That's when my wife told me she had been using my toothbrush to scrub the grout in the shower. Shower beer. Wash a little, drink a little, rinse and repeat. Improved my quality of life. The contrast of the cold beer and the warm water running over you is amazing. I used to do this all the time, but then I mostly switched to drinking wine. It's not quite as much fun when you have to have your beverage in a sippy cup. For the first time in about 6 months I have normal sized bottles of beer in the fridge after yesterday, so I know what I'm doing later tonight. Edit, just did it. Still awesome. Sushi. I was so put off by the thought of eating raw fish for the longest time until I tried it and found out how awesome it is. From Hawaii, so I eat it all the time, but I'm glad you took that leap of faith. I should probably try Mexican now. Can't get any good Mexican here though. Have to leave the state. I tried it, even twice, because everyone said it's so amazing and so ultra delicious, and the good news is more sushi left for you. BDSM. I'm an established member of the scene, and the most fascinating thing I've ever witnessed was 1 or 2 people who thought they were totally vanilla become full-on kinksters overnight because one of their friends introduced them to it. It always makes me wonder how many people have that interest in kink within them which they aren't even aware of because they've never had any exposure to it. I had the interest from when I was a kid. I just never understood what it was. Wildly sheltered kid. Then I met someone that opened that door a crack. I kicked it open as hard as I could and haven't looked back. BDSM teaches such good communication skills between partners too. No hoping they'll read your mind. Just say you wanna be pissed on and perhaps your wildest dream will come true. Metal music. Obviously it's not for everyone, and I can respect that, but people completely refuse to listen to even the lightest of metal because they think every single band is just pure pig squealing and burping, or they think every band is satanic. The only subgenre that's consistently and genuinely satanic is black metal. Everything else is either using demons as an analogy for pain or mental instability, or is looking at it in a purely satirical manner. And most subgenres use clean vocals to some degree. I've heard people refer to Metallica as screamo, which is not only incorrect as they don't scream at all, but screamo isn't even a metal term. It's a subgenre of emo that uses screamed vocals, and emo is a subgenre of punk, although most punks hate being affiliated with it. I don't particularly like metal music. I absolutely appreciate the talent that goes into metal, and I have to say that every metal band I've interacted with has been far and away the most polite, down-to-earth people I've worked with. Pop musicians would come in drunk and demand ridiculous things, but the metal guitarist offered to move his own amp across the stage, so we wouldn't have to. TL. Doctor, the people with tats and leather are actually the nicest people. Watch out for the pop stars. Reading. I cannot stand people who say I hate reading, and it turns out they've never read anything in their life outside of school. Most people dislike doing what they have to do, me and maths for example, and school books tend to be boring AF. No offense to Kill a Mockingbird / Shakespeare. I love you guys, but you're not exactly palatable for everyone. Novels might not be your thing, but check out short stories. Check out graphic novels, comics, heck, articles / scientific studies even work too. Reading is so broad. There's horror, comedy, romance, fiction, non-fiction, educational, classics, yep, etc etc etc. My so thought he hated reading until we found his genre, true crime novels and autobiographies. I definitely had my own agenda because I'm super attracted to people who read, but even his vocabulary and spelling has improved since he started reading, and I found he's way more confident in his intelligence. One of the smartest guys I know just didn't finish college, so he doesn't agree. I mean, if you really have no interest, don't bother. But don't knock it until you try it, and trying isn't picking up a book and giving up as soon as it gets boring. Even I buy books I end up finding boring. Sorry Jane Eyre, but Wide Sagacity is a million times better. You just sell it / give it away and move on to something suited to your tastes. I know I sound super condescending, but if anyone genuinely wants help figuring out what kind of genre you might like, hit me up. I will likely recommend Things Fall Apart immediately since it's my favorite of all time. Edit. Oh wow, I'm so delighted to see how many of you want some suggestions. I have a bunch of responses and wanna give each of you just as much time as you need, so if I haven't responded yet, I will get to it. Got a busy day in work, so it'll likely take me a couple days to get through all the responses carefully. So happy to see many of you wanting to give reading a try. D. Thanks for watching. Please like the video. Leave a comment about other things you shouldn't knock before you try it. Subscribe to the channel for more content.